All right, I'm giving one more minute and then I can just start with my presentation, followed by the speaker's presentation. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for taking your precious time and joining our today's session. So, I'm just giving you a walkthrough of what Delhi Tableau Group is and what our speakers are, and a bit introduction of everyone. So, thank you, everyone, for your time. So, the first slide is about who we are and what we do. Basically, we are a community of passionate individuals, and we are from the various organizations which we are focused on learning and sharing information which is related to the Tableau. And it's a bit introduction for our team leaders and the speakers. Lakshay, he's a Tableau ambassador. He has around 10 plus years of experience and currently he's working in American Express. He will be joining us soon. He's a bit occupied with some stuff, so he'll be joining us soon today in our event. Then about me, my name is Chandan Sharma. I'm having around 10 plus years of experience and I'm having around 10 plus years of experience, and my background is it's being around 9 plus years I'm into this analytical world. And few of my previous organization I had worked for was Accenture, Google, Standard Chartered Bank, and I'm also being certified in Alteryx, Tableau, and certain other BI tools. And then we have Kumar Sanu. He is also being a moderator for today, and he's also having 9 plus years of experience. He's also working in S&P Global as a senior data engineer, and he's also from the analytical domain. Switching to the next slide. So these are all our speakers from 2018 till 2024. Lakshay started this, and then I co-led him in this group, and then we have Lakshmi. Unfortunately, he passed away in the COVID times, and followed by all the other speakers. Then what gives this TUG bit its distinct characteristics? So we gather in person every 2 months to learn and to grow together. We are consistently eager to present new features that are being introduced in Tableau, and today we are all here for the same purpose. And this marks our virtual event quite a while because we are more into the in person events, and today we have a line of wonderful speakers with us. And yeah, whenever this is our main motto that whenever someone encounters difficulties or any issues, the members of our forum is always ready to help them and to engage with them in their discussions. Coming on to the agenda for today, will be just having the introduction plus an overview, which I have already did, just a walkthrough of the speaker's introduction. The first one will be Ojoswi Basu. He will be presenting on Tableau performance best practices and walkthrough of the community projects like Makeover Monday and BizViz52. And then followed by Ritesh Bisht. He will be presenting on agentic analysis and Tableau, empowering data-driven decision makers. And then followed by Omokehinde. She will be presenting on smart simplification, building intuitive dashboards that everyone can use, followed by the Q&A session. So these are three of our amazing speakers for our today's event. I'll start with the introduction of Basu and will hand over to Basu after that, followed by Ritesh and Omokehinde. So a bit introduction from my end regarding regarding Ojoswi Basu, my bad. So he is being a proud member of the data fame since 2012. He's also being recognized as a Tableau Social Ambassador for 2024. With a wealth of experience, he serves as a co-lead for the retail and consumer goods TUG. He also mentored the numerous aspiring data visualization enthusiasts through the Data Visualization Society. He's been 10x Tableau Data Farm Roundup contributor and a 2x TUG co-leader. He also brings invaluable insights and expertise to our community. As I have already mentioned, he will be presenting on Tableau Performance best practices and will give a walkthrough of the exciting community projects. I'll be stop sharing and over to you, Ojoswi. And welcome for today. Yeah,
Thank you,
I'm
Chandan,
just
for such a fantastic introduction. Let
my
me,
pleasure. Yeah,
yeah,
please.
it is a pleasure to be speaking to you on this fine Saturday. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see our screen.
Fantastic. Uh,
Sorry, Ojoswi, we cannot hear you. I think there is some network issues from his end. Maybe we can wait for a couple of seconds and then we can start with Ritesh and then after Ojoswi can step in. So, all right. Okay, Ritesh, I think we are good to go with you. Let me
oh,
just. We can start with you, Ritesh, and then whenever
okay.
adjustment is back. Oh, just a second.
And holistic
Ojoswi, sorry, you were breaking.
development as a data professional.
Ojosvi, I'm sorry, you're breaking for us. Can you start from the beginning?
Without the community, the Tableau user group that we are now part of, the Delhi Tug, and its stop skip. And my latest, very similar to Makeover Monday, Workout Wednesday, or this is a weekly project. It allows you to focus on the art, science, and the madness behind building dashboards specific to business use cases. So nothing out of the whack, data art, pure and simple practice that you will reuse in your day-to-day work. And this is that community project. The best part, you don't Power BI, you can use any other tool your choice. Looker, Click, share the data set. We expect you to build dashboards much like you would on Makeover Monday. You have a URL form that you fill in. That's that submit form button. Talk about it. But enough about BizViz52. Let's drill in. We talked about how the community is important. Let's look at agenda for today. Often you have seen that when you click on a URL that takes you to a dashboard, there is this spinning wheel, which is quite frustrating. So in 20-25 minutes, find out how we can go from having a slow dashboard. Ask, see any
You're a bit
questions
breaking. Sure, I can help you out, but just why I can see you're a bit breaking.
there. You can either save it for later, or
Yes,
and I
you're a
missed the
bit
part
breaking
you
up.
mentioned.
Uh,
Oh,
I'm not sure if is he able to hear us.
yeah,
Ojoswi, can
that's
you
what
hear us?
I'm thinking. Yeah. Just can you hear us?
He was for a moment, then he started breaking again.
Right,
when
right.
you say breaking up, to hear me at all?
Perfect. So basically, you were breaking up while you have started, but you can go ahead now. Yeah.
I can go ahead. Let me stop my
Yeah. Please go.
that.
Yes, yes. I was
Yeah.
about to say
Okay.
this. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So what I will do is I have a deck built. I can share it. I can show some examples on Tableau. That will make the most. All right. Uh, Going back to how to improve the performance, let's start with the data. When you build a dashboard, the first thing you do is connect to your data. If you use custom SQL, I would encourage you to consider logical relationship on your right and not custom SQL that you see on the left. With the each of these come from significant study that has been done by different teams independently, and they have found that to use logical relationships, the performance is much faster than when you use custom SQL. The other best practice is to extract every time you could do an extract, uh, not always a live, immediate action, like will that's the that's something I have used with best results is unused fields. In the demo, soon after, I'm going to show you how you can quickly do this. But in the screenshot, once my I run the optimizer, if I haven't unused fields, it shows up over there. So it has some second nature to build an extract of unused fields. Quick filters. That's a big area of my work. If I see more than board, uh, it's something I fun. When I say I action upon it, I use dashboard action wherever I can and get rid of things that I'm talking about. High cardinality multiple value drop down. Which are words it's a mouthful. But what it means is here in the screenshot, you see customer name. It has a high cardinality multiple value drop down. I try values worth of data and you have
Uh, I'm sorry to interrupt, Ojoswi. You're still breaking for us.
monthly
And
granularity. If I can, and my users are don't have that use case, I pre
sorry, Ojoswi, we cannot see your screen. Okay, you want to go as a second presenter? Okay, because I'm receiving so many pings from the audience that they could not able to hear you clearly. So, okay, so let me introduce Ritesh, and we can then start with you. Fine. I'm just sharing my screen to give a bit introduction regarding about Ritesh, and we can start then. So, yeah. Coming on to Ritesh, he's a data visualization instructor and he's working in KIPI.bi, and he holds the distinguished title of being a double appointed Tableau ambassador. He also runs a YouTube channel, Dancing with Data. And to be honest, Ritesh, I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. Even I watch your videos, and they are so inspiring and they are so insightful. Even I have learned so many things from these videos. And again, it's a vision with the vision of sharing this knowledge with the masses. So welcome today, Ritesh, for the Daily TUG. Thank you for taking your time up for today. Over to you. I'm just stop sharing. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chandan. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
I'll keep my video off. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm not sure about the connection and all. Just let me know if you can see my screen
We can see our
and
screen.
if my pace of my voice is okay.
Yes, all good.
All good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot, Chandan and the TUG Delhi team for inviting me, for giving me this opportunity. And good evening, everyone. Good evening, good morning, as per your time zone. So I'm Ritesh. As Chandan already mentioned, that I'm two times Tableau ambassador. Right. Also, I'm Power BI super user as well. And I love to create content in the YouTube, so I don't want to repeat that. But the last point, I love to dance as well, uh, because it helps me to unwind or get a break from all these data, which is also essential. And also, it helps me in a way if my presentation is not going well, so I just go and dance, and it has worked for me sometime. Hope today is not that day. Coming to the agenda, so I've divided my presentation into two parts. First, I will introduce you to the wildlife strikes, and second one is whatever I've learned up till now. Right, I'm not a Tableau Next expert. However, I have created videos on Tableau Pulse and Tableau Agent, but I was interested to see Tableau Next, the future of data analytics. So there are few workshops going on, so I have attended those workshops. So maybe first we'll talk about the wildlife strike, because the data set belongs to wildlife strike, and after that we'll move over to Tableau Next to analyze or get some insight with respect to wildlife strikes. Okay, let's move on. My childhood, so I'm from Haldwani, and this is a uh, beautiful hill station, right? And it's having some strategic importance because it connects plain area, where it's like a bridge between the plain area and the proper hill, right? So it's somewhere in between. It's in Uttarakhand, right? And it's in India. Okay, fine. So growing up in Haldwani, because it is of strategic importance, we have important zones over there, like military bases and all. So because of that, me and my sister, we used to hear this noise, this noise of helicopters, right? And wherever we used to hear that, we used to run upstairs. We used to say tata bye bye to our uh, pilot armaments. We are always proud of them, uh, thinking that we were quite hopeful that they could see us as well. And this used to be like bi-weekly. Our father noticed that, okay, what these guys are doing, right? Every day we used to throw our books and we used to go upstairs. And one day when he got irritated, he said that you no need to go. They can't see you, right? That's it. They just cannot see you. And my heart was broken. My sister heart was broken as well. But anyways, as we turn into teenagers, I got the next shock where, from my heart, from heart to the nose of aeroplane. Now the nose of the aeroplane was broken, as you can see. And I was still a teenager, and I was watching quite a lot of Hollywood movies and Bollywood movies as well. And I was wondering that who could do this severe level of damage. Can you see? And I'm not sure if you can see the image on the right hand side. So I was thinking maybe if it's Hollywood, maybe Superman, and if it's Bollywood, maybe Rajnikant, right? But jokes apart, but for this very particular incident, all the passengers were intact, right? So it was a nasty blow for sure, but the pilot was able to land it properly. So there are no casualties, no one was harmed. So let's focus on the impact of damage. As you can see, last three lines over there, the annual cost of wildlife strike to USA. So I'm talking about USA civil aviation in 2024 was projected to be 74,000 hours of aircraft downtime. So that means a lot of money involved over there, and $473 million in direct and other monetary losses. But above all, the worst part was the 25 out of lakhs of wildlife strikes. Okay, 25 wildlife strikes resulted in 52 human fatalities. And I was wondering that who can do that. And I got my next shock when I got to know that it was the cute little birds. Bird mass 1.5 kg and this sort of damage. And I was thinking about Rajnikant and Superman. Anyways, later on, I got to 11th class and I took mass biology, both me and my sister, PCM biology, because we both wanted to crack IIT and AIMS at the same time, you know, the highest level of medical engineering college. So neither she was able to crack AIMS nor I was able to create IIT, but she became a doctor, I became an engineer. But anyways, if we talk about my 11th class, I got the answer that even if the bird is small, but look at the aircraft speed, impact duration, acceleration. Overall impact is 7.6 tons of force concentrated on a small surface area. Now I got my second answer that okay, if that is the impact, then okay, fair enough. I accept it now. Anyways, now as we move on, uh, let's define the wild strike first of all. Okay, so wildlife strike refer to collision between aircraft and wildlife. Now wildlife can be birds or mammals. It's primarily birds actually, right? So whenever you see the maximum destruction is caused by birds. Okay, now which and definitely it can cause operational disruption and safety hazards in aviation for sure. And why it is important? It is important because there is very less room of survival if something bad happens in the air. Roads and all, it's fine, but in the air, if something happens, then it's very, that, right? It's very difficult to survive. So as these incidents pose risk to the aircraft integrity, passenger safety, it's necessitate effective mitigation strategies, right? So definitely we get to hear all these incidents, but only when there is some severe damage over there. But do you know that there are more than 3 lakh strikes overall from 1990 to 2024? If you just talk about this year only, there are hundreds of strikes already. But the only thing is that you come to know when there is a big damage over there. And who is not aware of this damage? Ahmedabad 2025 plane crash. On June 12, 2025, Air India flight AI-171 crashed shortly after takeoff from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport. And we all know that where it collided with a medical hospital. Unfortunately, we lost 260 lives, including 19 on the ground, the medical students. Now you would say that this is not a wildlife strike. I know this is not a wildlife strike, but initially they were talking about the dual engine failure that we all know. And when they were the aviation, when we didn't get that initial report, everybody was talking about probably this could be bird strike could be one of the reasons. And I was got more surprised because Up to this point, it was okay. Means all the passengers were saved. At least, yeah, monetary loss was there, huge one monetary loss, but there were not fatalities or no one was killed. But in this case, 260. Initially, they were talking about bird. So this is not the right case to discuss about, because later on we know that there was dual engine failure, but we still don't know this final report is not out yet, right? There are a lot of speculations. So the correct example would be this one, a more positive one, where the pilot called Sully, Chesley Sully, he was able to save all the 155 lives and crew. And look where he has landed his aeroplane. It's the Hudson River. He just landed this into the Hudson River, and all were survived. This was like, that's why if you type miracle in the Hudson, there's a wiki page on this miracle in the Hudson. One interesting thing that you'll find over there is, okay, and this is, and why I'm saying this is the relevant example, because here you have the Canada geese, and these birds weight would be around 5 to 6 kg, which is like, I think 3 to 4 times of what we were talking about earlier. So imagine, there we had 7.6 tons of force. Here you can say 8 into 3, 24 tons. So what sort of damage it can do. And the other thing that I got to know was, it's not all about the size of the bird, but where you are striking, the area of strike. That is also very important. Like nose is sensitive, and the most sensitive area I would say the engine. If the birds, and again, but now okay, was what these birds are doing inside the engine, what sort of damage, if they when they enter the engine, they damage the blades over there, right? And if you have seen, I'm not sure if you have seen that, it ignites that, that's why when we were talking about the Ahmedabad case, people write off because they could not see any flames and all. So they said that, okay, this is not looking like a bird strike, and they were right. So after this very particular incident, what all lessons that we have learned from the Hudson River incident? There were a lot to learn. First of all, wildlife hazard management elevated to priority status, which was unfortunately not the case earlier. And there were certain policy reforms with respect to FAA, which is related to United States of America, aviation rules and regulation. The third part is the human factors training. So trainings were enhanced because, look, like this sort of incident where survival chances are very less. Here, everyone was means everyone survived, right? So now they have that gold dust of information that they can impart. So you have better training program for the pilots, and this pilot, on whom a movie was also created, and the role was played by Tom Hanks, the great Hollywood actor. That was a biopic based on this very particular incident only. He said one thing, right? If we go back to the third point over here, he said that one thing, that maybe I have ocean of knowledge, right? I do have ocean of knowledge, and in this very particular case, I use each drop of that ocean. And if you go to the Wikipedia, there is one audio clip as well, interestingly. And I heard that audio clip. That was the FDR, flight data recorder, where you can hear that what was the communication between the pilot and the air traffic controller. Now the air traffic controller is telling him that, okay, go to the left, go to right, and he's listening to him, and hear his voice. He's so calm, so cool. So that is what we need to learn from him, that in such situation, what he's thinking, right? When he's having responsibility of saving 155 lives and he does not know what will happen, and the survival chances are very very less, what he's thinking about. Those all things you need to learn from the pilot. And he says that, okay, the air traffic controller was suggesting him, okay, come to this airport, because they have the responsibility to clear the airway. They cannot just go to any airway over there. And the other positive thing was that they had some height, so they can still, the rat thing, right? Rat was deployed, and they can glide to somewhere and some safer place. But finally pilot said that, okay, I don't have any other option. I'm going to the Hudson River. So initially they were like, they did not understand what he's trying, the air traffic controller. Then later they got to know that, okay, he's talking about the Hudson River. And finally, this is the miracle that happened. So a lot to learn from this pilot. After this, global awareness and collaboration, increased when people started reporting all small, big, medium level the cases, right? So there is one common database where you can go and report. So anyone from airport, from pilot to the crew member, you can go and you can report. So after this incident, there was a huge spike in terms of updating that database, which was good. And also it was shared, and you know sharing and collaboration is also necessary, because look, maybe there are only 25 incidents where you had those fatalities over there. But remember one thing, that if there are a flock of birds and you are not reporting about those flock of birds, maybe today, not today, but tomorrow, they can implicate some dangerous damage to your aircraft. So it's always better to report. So better to report, better to collaborate as well. Last but not the least, technology adoption accelerated. I was watching YouTube, what all technologies they are using. One interesting technology was, like, they had siren. So they had siren with respect to specific species. Okay, like for eagle it is something, for vulture it is something else. So that would irritate the bird, and they would fly away. So there are certain other things they had, their radars, so forth and so on. Okay, now let's talk about the Tableau next. Before I give you the demo, uh, what is all about Tableau next? Right. And before we even we touch the Tableau next, let's talk about the data set. This is the typical wildlife strike database, where you will have incident date, you have aircraft ID, aeroplane ID, aircraft ID, airport, you have latitude, you have longitude, you have the species, you have you have what was damaged nose, engine, so for there are a lot of, there are more than, it's very rich database, by the way. And for whom we are creating the demo that I will show you, we are creating this for aviation safety manager, maybe I would say country aviation safety manager this time. The role of a country aviation safety manager is to identify or analyze and mitigate operational hazards through audits, incident investigation, right, and performance monitoring. And there are so many other roles, but for our analysis today, these are the main roles. So imagine we have aviation safety manager, country aviation safety manager, and we have one dashboard as well. And we want to make use of agentic analysis. So what is this agentic analysis? Now, agentic analysis is a new paradigm for business to use data to gain a competitive edge. Definitely, if you have Tableau or any other BI platform, if you are not having that in today's world, if you don't have that chatbot, you don't have that competitive advantage, because this chatbot is helping you to reduce the number of layers between the user and the insight. So you are reducing the number of layers. So if you have that, you have competitive advantage, and definitely it will delight the customers, because now customers, they don't have to wait for the data analyst. They generally they would go to so look, it's not like you are totally cut off, but for the basic questions, for the basic insight, they need not to go again and again to the data analyst. So that will delight customers. So they have their answers there and then with their question, and after that they can delegate the task as well. Right, with this Tableau next, now you are not only doing the regular descriptive analytics, but you have prescriptive in case you have predictive analysis as diagnostic as well, right? So that would delight the customers. And if you have checked the first 2 points, competitive edge and delight customers, definitely it will increase the rate of engagement. And that's what Tableau Next is all about. It's aiming to achieve whatever I've said, whatever points that I've said, the 3 points over there, right? And the best part is right where you work. I like this line, right where you work. Means if you're a business analyst or business user or a client, if you are there at the dashboard, and you can just type, and after that you get the insight, you can delegate some tasks as well with the help of, if you have integrated Slack, because there's a lot of integration with Tableau Next as well. So it delivers proactive insight from trusted data. Why we call it trusted data? With Tableau, data is not going outside of the Tableau environment. That's the USP. That's why you would have seen in most of our Tableau conferences, we definitely talk about trusted data, trusted data. So why it is trusted, right? Okay, so now it's time for the demo, and I will take you to the interface. And let me talk about, maybe this is something new for you, and also this is new for me as well. So whatever I have learned so far, I'm just trying to share that with you. So this is uh, Tableau Next. The next, how it is the future of analytics. What's the difference? Look on the left hand side. If you see, if you have worked with Tableau Pulse, this is looking like Tableau Plus. So this component is a Tableau Pulse. If you have worked with Tableau Agent, so this component is Tableau Agent. So we have everything under one umbrella. Also, we can integrate our Tableau next with Slack, with some of the other external actions, and we can make it prescriptive as well. Right? We can prescribe tasks to someone, and we can do that as well. So this is a sort of all-in-one thing. Let's try to understand the different filters. Try to understand the dashboard. So I'm the aviation country aviation manager. Yeah, this is really close to my heart. The incidents means one incident means bird strike or mammal strike or any animal strike, right? So with respect to the last year, it's minus 65.5%. That is great. And we can say most of the time, birds are the culprit. It shows that in the month of March, April, May, there is a spike over there. And probably the reason is bird migration. So it's important to understand your domain, right? So I'll come to that later again. If I go down, you have the cost repair, what repairment cost. On the right hand side, you can see you have incident broken by the damage level, say no damage, unlisted, probable minor, minor, severely damaged, and similarly cost of repair with respect to the damage level. This one you see no result over there because here you will only see the destroyed incident. So the good thing is for current year to date, because this is real data, this is not sample data. So for current there are no destroyed example, not example, no, there is no destroyed case, which is good. We don't want to see anything over there, so that's great. So I am the airport manager, country airport manager, and I don't know, there are so many airports over there, hundreds of airports, and I just want to check that get me the top airports by the highest incident, highest number of incidents this year. So remember, this is like Tableau Pulse, so I can go inside this Tableau Pulse as well, and from there also I can get the insight. So here it's like a combination of both the worlds. One is the Tableau agent, and you know the difference, right? The Tableau Pulse is primarily this is for the business user, so that they can make use of, they can be independent. Okay, we have the answer over here. The first one is unknown. Second one is Dallas Fort Worth International, which is, so we'll not go for unknown because that is not going to give us insight. So let's focus on this airport, and after that we'll make use of Tableau Pulse to get more insight, because I'm interested to see the unstable airport, the unstable species, or the high frequent species for that very particular airport, and maybe I want to know the aircraft, and after that maybe I'll reach out to a team through this medium only and delegate the task as well. So if I go there and try to open this my Tableau Pulse, okay, no, before that we got the airport, right? So let's get to the airport first. Let make use of the insight that we have got. Here we go, and I will say done. Here you go. And okay, now you get more confidence because here you see 155 and here you also get 155, means our stats are going good. Good part is that if you see, it will show you the source. It will tell you that what I am doing, where I've gone. This is the semantic model that I have used, right? So that clarity, that transparency should be there, which is there. Now, okay, fine. Now I want to further, I want to get more insight. I want to know the problematic species. Okay, I will open this and I see some of the species over there. So at the top, I see morning dove, right? So I have some of the commands over there because I don't want to respecting the time. So I want to break this morning dove incident by damage level. So how dangerous these birds are. So I just go and can we break morning dove incident by damage level for the above airport for this year? So for this year, I want to see what sort of damage that they have done. Because that will help us to analyze that, are these species really dangerous or they are posing some damage or not. Okay, seems like there is no data available for the Morinda incident by damage level at Dallas airport. Okay, I will try once more. Let me just, that's the thing, right? Sometime it works, sometime it won't work. So I'll just go and I will again. So can we break morning dove incidents by damage level for the above airport? Dallas Fort this air. Now, in order to enrich your semantic model, right, there is a long way to achieve that, right? So even if it won't work, I'll tell you that where you need to go and fix. So now it says that here I've got the breakdown. Unfortunately, you have got the probable minor one incident. So it says unlisted. So maybe I don't want to analyze unlisted. No damage. So it's okay. I'm good. Probable minor. So basically there is one incident which is probable minor, means you have lost. Definitely you have some lost. Probable does, you don't think that probable minor means maybe this is probable minor, but damage was done. So now I want to know that which aircraft. Okay. So I'll just go there and say that, okay, from there, which aircraft was involved in the probable minor incident above. Because as a country manager, maybe I want to, deep dive and see that this very particular what is the history of this aircraft? Because if I know the aircraft name, a lot of things were said about Boeing, right? Similarly, so if there were a lot of issues with that, right? So there were so many videos and all. So in this case, if I get some aircraft over there, I will go and I'll reach out to the respective teams. I'll try to get that. Okay, so they are some of the EMB 170 is the one for this one. Fine. At the end, I would also love to see. I know that the morning dove is the culprit, and I would like to see the trend, right? Whether it is going up. I know that for this year, this bird is providing, giving us hard time, but whether it is going up or it is going down, we just have the number with us. So we want to see that whether it is going up or it is going down. So that is also important. So let's wait for that. So if it is going up, and after that, I need to reach out to the mitigation team. I need to let them know that, okay, so if we see it is going down, okay, there's a serious problem over here, right? So now what I'll do, I'll say, okay, hi team, please reach out to, or please reach out to the mitigation team and contact them and aware them about and let them know about the steep rise in the morning dove incidents. And when they will reach, so I've not integrated Slack with this. So imagine that I was able to, with one click, so that's why everything is under one umbrella. So they have been able to contact them, and after that, what will happen? After that, and it's very interesting, right? If I show you, so if you see, and if I can expand this, there is mitigation strategies for each and every, it's so complex if you see. So anyways, the morning dove wildlife hazard management team at airport level, so they will open their database and they will have all the species and their risk profile. So these are very risky because they come in group, flock in open birds. Erratic flight path means it's not like they don't have any pattern, it's erratic. They can suddenly come in front of you. Strategies, there are different strategies like remove seed bearing grasses, use distress cause that I was talking about, the sirens and all, right? And also sirens are also specific with respect to different species. So for vulture it can be different, for morning dove it can be different. Radar tracking, so if you see, this is something with respect to the radar tracking, the information that you get from the radar tracking. So if you see a flock of birds over there, it's the radar tracking team, it's their duty to contact the respective team, the mitigation team, so that they can act and they can take the corrective action. So now you can see, with that dashboard, it's not the visual usual way that you used to interact with your dashboard. It's a new way. You are posing your question, you're trying to get the insight. You are also, when you're getting the answer, you're getting the reasoning as well, so you know that. So there is a transparency as well over there. And with Tableau next, you have the prescriptive, which I have not enabled over there, I've not reached yet over there, but still you can see this analysis is much more insightful. It's much easier for the business unit for sure. It will delight, right? It will increase the engagement rate for sure. So what I've learned till now, whatever you have seen, so I've learned, there are two big learnings for me, and I'm still learning. Okay, first of all, you know uh, you need to make your metadata very neat and clean, right? So if your column names are like that, okay, instead of incident you have something vague or something inc underscore 112, that's not going to help you. So ensure that all the column names are business friendly. So that's what semantic model is all about, right? So it should be business friendly, logic, even the calculation name. So if you are having some calculation where you have the strike divided by the number of flights, so define that properly. That would help the AI to get you the best result, right? There are a lot of things written over there. So I don't want to read that, but you know what I'm talking about. Your column name, your table name, your calculation name, the way you are doing neat and clean relationship, right? How you are joining a different data set. That should be reasonable. That should be very neat and clean, right? And that can be neat and clean only. And that takes me to the second learning. You cannot do this thing until and unless you are working very close to the business. So I won't say that you are not working close to the business, but this is the time you need to work closer. Look, time has changed now, right? Don't say that, okay, hey, I was doing this calculation, now AI is doing that. Oh, everything is overtaken by AI. Don't think like that. That's the negative way to think. You should think like this way, that okay, I have more time now. And now I need to utilize this time to do more creative things, more complicated things, more logical things, more innovative things. That will help you. And this is one of that thing that I'm talking about. You need to be closer to the business, because AI, it will be very complicated for AI to understand the business needs, the innovation, the logic and all. So communicate more with your business leaders. The closer you are to the business, the clearer and more actionable that the reflection becomes. Without proximity, even the smartest model is just guessing in the dark, right? So if I show you some small thing over there, right? So maybe you will get some idea. So if I go to my semantic model that I was talking about, and if I open, that is something called business preference. With this very particular feature itself, it gives you an idea, because here we are writing to use business preferences for content that is not better handled by structured definitions like calculate fields or organization settings. So I'm trying to guess that, how client would act, what are their pain points. For that, you need to empathize with them. You need to be very aware about their personas. If you have a client or the aviation manager, for example, in this case, what is his day looks like, right? What he's doing in the morning, evening, daytime, what whom he's contacting. So you need to work with them. You need to understand their persona. Then you can write those, you can add those business preferences. Because at the end of the day, business user, the way they will write will be a different way. And now you need to think like them before you update this very particular business preference option. So until and unless you empathize with the business, you understand them, you work closely with them, it will be very difficult for you to create a clean semantic model and get the maximum. I know that you would like that, whatever I did that, right? But I practice that. I practice for that, right? You will have to really work very hard to make your semantic model neat and clean. Once you are done with that, things will be easier. So at the end, I would just say that let's not just build dashboards. Let's build this relationship with your client, relationship with your end users, relationship with the operations team. That is also very important, because proximity powers agency. You know, now this is the time when you need to go beyond just being a data interpreter. Think yourself as you are a co-author of data strategy. And trust me, when that happens, you will see the magic with agentic analytics. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ritesh, for sharing this. It's very insightful, and I'm having a couple of questions for you as well. But we'll be taking these questions in the Q&A session so that others can also learn from the questions which is being asked by Ankush. So thank you so very much, Ritesh.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So Ojoswi, over to you. You can start.
Yeah, thank you for circling back. There was some technical challenge. Let me
No,
share my screen.
sure, sure, sure.
Chandan, we are still seeing your screen.
No, no. Ritesh, can you stop sharing your screen so that, yeah. Okay, Ojoswi, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, no
No
problem,
problem.
Ojoswi. Yes.
Hopefully, this time we don't have any technical challenges with my.
Perfectly fine as of now, yeah. Still, I think you are stuck.
All right.
Maybe you want to turn off your video.
Yeah, about to say the same thing. Ojoswi, maybe you can turn off your video. I think Omokehinde and Ritesh, it's same with you as well, right? You also cannot hear him and he's stuck.
Yes.
Yes, yes, Chandan.
Okay, just let me ping him. Ojaswi, if you can hear us, we cannot hear you. And okay, he's completely stuck. Let me do one thing. Omokende, are you ready? We can go with you.
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Okay, let me just share my screen to give an introduction for Omokende, and then after you, we can start uh with Ujaswi. Okay, so I'm starting with Omokende Ayodeji. So she is an accomplished data analyst with a deep passion for decoding the complexities of numbers. She excels in teaching data analysis using Tableau and possesses strong skills in Excel and SQL. She is also a member of the Tableau Next 2024 cohort. She has also been recognized as a Community Highlight 2024, co winner of the Michael Christiani Community Leadership Award 2025, and also received the 1x VOTD Award. Her insightful visualizations and Medium articles have been featured 4 times in the weekly Data Farm blog, and she will be sharing her knowledge on smart simplification, building intuitive dashboards that everyone can use. So, welcome, Omokende, today, and
Thank you,
thank
Chadan.
you. Kiss your time. Yeah. And just stop sharing. You can just share your screen and we can start. And Ujaswi, if you can hear
Okay.
us, maybe you can go after Omokende.
Confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see our screen.
Okay, so good day, everyone, and thank you for having me once again, Daily Talk. I'm going to be talking on smart simplification, which is more or less showing us how to build intuitive dashboards that everyone can use. So this is something about me. I have 3+ years experience with Tableau. I'm a Tableau consultant at Fixed Technologies. Tableau Ambassador 2024, Lagos Stock Co-Lead. I co-won the Michael Christiani Community Award this year with Louis Lugi, and a one-time BOTD holder. Most of my VZs and blogs have been featured in Farm Roundup, and you will find me actively sharing things like trainings, Tableau public dashboard, blogs on my socials. Outside of work, I love Pinteresting because for me, it's a way to refuel my creativity bank, and I also like hanging out with my friends. So, what is the aim of today's talk? In today's world, we have this information overload, right? Everybody wants to say everything, everybody wants to put all the information into one piece. But the truth is, simplicity is power. And this session will show you how to strip away clusters from your dashboard, how not to add several things to your dashboard, and how to design your Tableau in order to give people that clean, purposeful, and user-friendly experience while still making sure that you are being analytically sound. So this is my first dashboard, and this is what my first dashboard looks like. I can't do something like this again, but at this point, this looked very amazing to me, and it was the best I could come up with. You can see riot colors everywhere. Everything is just there. Now, sometimes we are faced with this kind of issues where we feel like we've built something great, but nobody is using it. And the problem is not the data. The problem is not that you're unable to show inside. The problem is the complexity of the dashboard you have built. And this is what my second dashboard look like. I guess I'm not really sure if this is the second, but I think this is the second. And so far, you would notice that it's different from this, even though the colors are still everywhere and it's still not so difficult, so easy to read through. Now I'm going to walk us through the process of enhancing this particular dashboard to look better. And I would always want to start with why simplicity matters. Now, in all my first time dashboards, and this is also to encourage people who are just starting out, who see what other people are doing and feel like, oh, when am I going to get to this point? Know that every single one of us had these days where we really just wanted to put everything in our minds on the dashboard. But then why simplicity? Why do you want to make whatever you're doing simple? And one of the reasons why you should go for simplicity is because it makes decision making fast. When it is easy to see what you want within a 5 seconds time frame, it makes it easy for you to make faster decisions. It makes it easy for you to see exactly what you're looking for and progress from there. Also, it reduces the amount of cognitive overload. Just imagine that you're looking at my first dashboard, for example, or even this, like you don't even know where to look at first. Everything is just jam-packed together. And then another reason why you want to go for simplicity is because when you are simplistic when you are simplistic in your dashboard creation, it ensures that your dashboard gets across different kinds of audience, because people would be able to look at it without saying, oh, what am I looking at? Oh, this is not accessible. Oh, what kind of colors are you using? When you're able to make your dashboard simple, it would make other people want to use it. So you should always try as much as possible to use the grammar's test or the 5 second rule. So the grammar's test says that if your grammar can't read it, then it is not simple enough. Now, really not as per reading, but being able to understand and focus on like different things. And also there's this 5 second rules that says if people cannot understand what you're trying to do in 5 seconds, then you're probably increasing their cognitive load. So you want to go for simplicity. Now, the plan today is to improve this dashboard through different design guidelines that we can use to improve this dashboard, and you see how it comes along. The first design principle we're going to be looking at is the hierarchy. Bold headlines, lighter details. Now, on this dashboard, you're just saying car claims in a border. Car claims. Okay, this is a car claims for clients. What exactly is this dashboard showing? Yes, I know it's for car claims, but what exactly is it showing me? Now, the improved title says car claims clients dashboard. This looks at clients information breakdown. Now I know that, yeah, we're looking at car claims and it's for maybe customers, we're coming from the client's perspective, but one thing we are focusing on is we are trying to look at the information breakdown of all the clients. So when you're designing your dashboard, take like think about what your dashboard name would be, think about what your subtitle would be. It's always nice to add, like, a lighter detail that helps people to, or that gives people more details into what the dashboard is talking about before they even move into the dashboard. Another thing I'm going to talk about is white spacing. Now take a look at this first guy here. You can see how everything is ramped up, the border lines, the black borders, everything really is not giving that, allowing your eyes to read through something. Now look at this. If you look at both, I'm sure that you're going to appreciate this one more than this one. And what's the difference between them? White spacing. What are white spaces? White spaces are, they're not necessarily white. They are, it's a name for something that holds space for you, right? It holds space. So white space is like what we have here. All of the space between the white chart, right? The background of the white. You can see this gray space here. These are called white spacing. And this white spacing is very important because it helps our eyes to be able to go through the elements on the dashboard. And another thing again is it also removes chart junks. For example, these lines over here are chart junks. I took out the lines to have something like this. And now without the lines, it's even easier for me what this is talking about. You would also notice that I also came in with the hierarchy and light details. So I'm saying this is segment breakdown by sales, compared to this point where I am just looking at segment by what? Segment by profit or segment. But now I'm saying this is segment by sales. This one doesn't even have a name. I only have legends here. I don't really know what this is telling me. But right now I know this is the category breakdown and it is showing me the sales and customers. So what this means is for every point you see here, you're looking at the customers and the size is looking at the sales. You can even go further to explain that so people understand that, oh, okay, the size of the bubble is relative to the size or is related to the sales that the customer has made. Now let's also still looking at the saying back to the dashboard we are trying to improve. Over here we have this dashboard, we have this chart on this dashboard just together. There is little or no white space there. And how can we improve this? The first thing I did was to change the background color from this to a light gray. I'm a light gray fan, but I would always say that when you want to use a background than your chart color. So white is brighter than gray, and then it looks like the chart is far away from the background a little. It gives you that kind of feel, even though it's not what it is. So when you're trying to use your white spacing, try to consider the colors to also use. This color is not really showing us that there's any form of white spacing here, but with this color we can see the chart popping out. And then you would notice that white space is equal to breathing space, and when we have breathing space we have clarity. Also, we can look at consistency in terms of font size, in terms of font type, in terms of colors, in terms of alignment. Still looking at these two charts, look at this one. We have the title of the chart up here and we have the title of the second chart down here. No alignment at all, which is not so good for the human eyes. Things like this would increase. So when you're bringing in charts into your dashboard, ensure that they are aligned, ensure that you are using a consistent color, ensure that your font type is also consistent. How about flow, design flow? Now, design flow is also important because whatever your dashboard looks like is how people would be able to understand what exactly you want them to see. Now we're back to this dashboard we are trying to improve. And when you look at this dashboard, you don't know where to start from. I think the first thing I saw when I opened this dashboard again while I was trying to create this slide was this. And then after this, I saw this client's occupation. Then I saw home value patient. Like it's not arranging the information for me in a way that I can appreciate and want to look through. Like, it's not giving me that flow. But there are different flows you can give to your dashboard. There is the Z pattern, there's the F pattern, there's even the card based layout. But today we're mostly going to be focusing on the Z pattern. Now I have improved this dashboard to this. And what did I do? You would notice that I changed the background color. I gave all the chart alignment, and I also added white space to it. For the title, I added hierarchy and little information. Now compare what you're seeing right now to this. You can see that it's a big difference, but all the charts are the same. All the charts are the same. So when people prefer to use maybe pie charts, but for me, instead of using a pie chart, I rather just use a donut chart. And the reason is because donut chart also gives a feel of white space. It feels like there's an unending hole inside the pie. More like, so I'd always go for a donut chart when I am asked to choose between a donut and a pie. You'll find me always going for a donut chart. Now, this is the improved version of this dashboard, and you can see that it contains the same element, but this is more readable. This is the first pattern. So when you see this, you most likely would want to look at it horizontally first before coming down here to look at it horizontally again. And this is what the Z pattern out guides the way you read the dashboard from left to right. You can also decide to read up and down. Like, you can decide to read from here, come down here, come up to clients with kids, come down to age range of clients, go up to the where the clients are located, rural or urban, then come down to the home value by occupation. Same kinds of patterns to view it. Why? This is because there's white spacing, and the cards just direct your eyes to look and follow a pattern. Now, how can we simplify dashboards? What are the things to look at when we want to really simplify dashboards? I would say use parameters instead of so much filters. So for example, instead of building a separate filter for sales, a separate filter for orders, a separate filters for quantity, a separate filter, why not just put everything in a parameter and have something like this? So this is a parameter, and when I'm putting it on sales, I can now filter by date. These buttons you're seeing here are also parameters. So you can use your parameters anyhow you want. You can decide to build it this way, or you can decide to build it using the button style. And you would also notice that this particular dashboard has a lot of white space and separates this pane from this pane, which makes it easy for you to read and understand. So someone would say, no, I have to use my filters. I want to use my filters. No problem. If you're going to use your filters, consider white spacing and good alignment. So now look at this. Use filters to explore. This is a filter, this is a filter, and this is a filter. But they are propped with adequate white spacing in between, which makes it easy on the eyes. And even down here, when you come down to the chart itself, you can see that we have adequate white spacing between them. Instead of having endless scrolls, why not use navigation buttons? So for example, I want to look at overview dashboard, I want to look at product list, I want to look at customers, and I'm having it in a very long vertical dashboard. Why not break it down and use navigation buttons? So overview right here is a navigation button, product list is a navigation button, customers, navigation button, documentation, navigation button. When you click on product list, it takes you to the product list dashboard. And the beautiful part of using navigation is that it helps you to also determine how your dashboard appears. It helps you to minimize the number of things on each page. You can look at this dashboard carefully, and one thing you would also notice is the fact that this has adequate white space, this has adequate labeling in terms of the titles, in terms of subtitles, and you can fully understand what is going on here. It is not jam-packed. You're not seeing different colors, just a particular color, different shades of that particular color, and it just makes everything pop, and you would see that less is more. So I'm going to come back to this slide, and I would want to talk a little bit on this. So for example, you'd say, oh, we have like thousands of table, and I want to show all the list of transaction table. Why not decide to break it down and show the latest transaction, then use navigation or use dynamic zone visibility for guided drill down. And so what would be the dynamic zone visibility that you can implement here? You can just create a button, or you can even use the name, like you can be creative with it. You can use dynamic zone visibility. For example, in this particular dashboard, this green button over here is the dynamic zone visibility object, and when you click on it, you see tips, see full transaction list. This is going to pop up for you, and you can scroll as much as you want. It will also not be so wise, especially if you have something in mind. For example, if you're concerned about a particular week and a particular order status. Because of that, you can also come here to even add filters to ensure that people get what they want quickly and swiftly. Two tips. Two tips are another way for us to reduce overload in our dashboard. Now, look at this dashboard, and another thing this dashboard has is what we have been talking about, right? Proper use of color. It's one color with different shade of that particular color. Nice titles, the titles are informative. The titles are telling you exactly what you're looking at. The subtitles are telling you exactly what you need to know about it. I also have navigation buttons over here. You can see these navigation buttons over here. Select a student. All of these things placed together. How many charts are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 charts, right? But then properly placed in such a way that it is not jam-packed and with adequate use of white space. Now, there's a tooltip here, and that tooltip shows us more about the course. You can see these buttons over here. This button is view course. And what this means is when you click or over on this particular button, you get to see more information about this particular course. Something like this. On this intermediate SQL view course, and I'm seeing that, oh, this is the level, this is the hours, this is the number of some project, this is the number of students enrolled, this is the price, this is the rating by 18 students, and currently this is Chiamaka's dashboard, and Chiamaka is enrolled in this particular course. Now you can see how this particular information, if I want to put it on this view, very clustered, very jam-packed. But in order not to do that, I placed all of this information in my tooltip, and now my tooltip helps me to declutter the dashboard. What should be your takeaway from this session? The first thing you should always remember, if you remember this session, is less is more. Always remove unnecessary charts, filters, or text, so users can only see what drives action. They can only see the important things. Number 2, highlight what matters. Use size, use color, and proper placement to draw attention to key things like your KPIs and insights. Also, guide the eyes. Like I showed you, arrange your visuals in a logical flow. You probably want to use Z pattern whatever pattern you want to use, just ensure that it is in a logical flow and it tells a clear story. I can't overemphasize this point, which is test with users. This testing with users, asking friends for feedback, asking mentors for feedback, asking colleagues, asking team members for feedback would help you more than you can imagine. Because when you ask for feedback and feedback is given, you make changes to them. Now, real people will be using your dashboard, so you need real feedback from real people. And when you get this feedback, you implement it, that has stayed with you. And what it means is when next you're building another dashboard, you would ensure not to repeat the same mistake that brought the feedback. And that's growth. So feedback is very essential to growth. Always share your prototypes early and always ensure that when you get your feedback, you work on them, you implement them in order to make your dashboard better. The last thing I would say, or the last thing on my checklist, is dashboards improve over time. You can see my first dashboard, my second dashboard, and now I recreated my second dashboard to look better. So dashboards improve over time. You as a Tableau developer, you as a Tableau consultant, you as a Tableau user improve over time. And this happens by constant practice. So I would want to say keep evolving, keep changing things, keep accepting feedback, and before you know it, you'll be as good and even more than you even be more better than whatever you have envisioned in your mind. My friend would always say that when you're creating a dashboard, make sure that you're doing something new compared to what you did the last time. So make sure that you're better than what you did the last time. Now it might not be like 100% overall. It might just be that the last time, if you did not use dynamic zone visibility, you want to consider using dynamic zone visibility now. The last time, if you used a drop down parameter, you want to consider using a button styled parameter. So always ensure that with every dashboard, with every practice, with every viz, you are improving on your knowledge or on what you know before now. In summary, effective dashboards are built on simplicity and clarity. Less is more. Only show what matters and guide users if effortlessly. So for this guide users effortlessly, I would want to say you also want to consider adding documentations to your slides or to your visits. For example, when we look at this dashboard, you notice I have a documentation button here. So this documentation button tells users about the the metrics, what they stand for, what they mean, where they are gotten from, and stuff like that. So you also want to ensure that you add documentation to your visuals. It is important, right? If you want people to really understand, and then you want to tell them how to use it. Nobody can understand what you built yourself more than you who built it, right? Also, never forget to test with real people. Never forget to ask for feedback. Keep refining because great design is always an evolving process. Thank you once again for having me. Now is your turn. Any questions for me?
Hey, thank you, Mokende. It's very insightful, and as you mentioned, this is what I have also learned from my experience, that simplifying the dashboard is one technique wherein we can build the better visualizations, and it improves over the time. Because when I have started, I have created the worst dashboards of my life, and slowly and gradually, with the feedback of my manager and the other people, it gets improved. So yeah, everyone can, that's very insightful. And yes, everyone, whosoever is a beginner in the Tableau, they can note this feedback, that don't be impatient. It will happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you, Omokendo. It's very insightful. So we can
Thank you
take.
so much, Adam.
Thank you. We can take few of the questions in our Q&A session, and after you, Ojoswi, over to you. You can try.
I don't know whether this is going to work now or not, but
It's
I will start with the presentation. Let me know if it isn't. I've stuck a couple of URLs in the chat to the Tableau presentation in the conference, which covers today's topic. So at least there is something for the folks to take away.
Okay. Okay,
Are you
great.
able, yeah, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
And I hope it's not frozen.
No, no, not now.
All right, good. So here is an example which I built. It is an interactive dashboard using Superstore dataset. And I want to show specific to the best practices that the deck has. So I want to stay out of the deck presentation today because twice I failed. Technology failed me. Here, as I click on each of these three metrics, there is sales, there is profit, and then there is quantity. These are the three metrics. They're dynamically. So as I click on profit, you see everything on the dashboard turns green. That is because there is some dashboard action and parameter action that is facilitating these choices. When I click on quantity, all the bars change to gray. When I click on sales, they turn to blue, because now when I click on sales, I'm seeing my sales broken down by segment, ship mode, region, subcategory, and state. This is an interactive dashboard, but it could be done better. And reason why I call it slow is because I'm using quick filters and a few other chart types that are not the best practices. And I will show you a better version when we get to that. So I have a quick filter on segment. If I unselect and choose only one, consumer, ship mode to be first class, and my region to be central, then I get a smaller data set and I can uh, go over and look at my details. This is a very tabular sort of a presentation of the data where each of the choices that I made on the quick filter menu is showing up. So without taking much time, if I turn on my settings and performance, start performance recording, that's a tool that comes with Tableau. What will happen is I can re-interact with this data and see how my dashboard is performing from a performance best practice. So currently we are looking at sales. Let's look at the profit metrics. Similarly, go to the filters, pick consumer, first class ship mode. I'm just trying to interact with the data and see how my performance will be at the end of this. Check this off, see details, scroll through it. Now that I've interacted with the data, I can go back to the settings and performance, stop the performance recording. This comes with Tableau Desktop. Help, settings and performance, start performance recording. All, all, show details, exit out, go back to help, settings and performance, stop performance recording. Once I do that, this dashboard should be split recording. Yes. So Tableau prepares and analyzing this performance recording result, we can see which tasks are taking. More information about this is published. Interpret a performance recorder that has been published. I can share this link later. in how to read a performance workbook, breaks down each of these sections: query execution, extract generation, how to interpret and read and make sense of this data is all here as published information. Right. How am I doing with the presentation? Are you able to hear? Are you able to see?
Yes, Ojoswi, yes. As of now, we are good.
Very, very good. That
Yeah.
is news. So we just saw is the slow version or the not best that I'm going to keep this result of the performance recorder on because I want to refer back to this and see how my performance has been. So I will leave this outcome. I'll as my performance recorder slow Twibix, right? Save that. And now let me open a very similar looking dashboard, but it has better under the hood. It has been done quickly. You would see that I don't have any menu option for my quicks. So I got rid of my quick filters. And there are a few other cleanups that I live so that I can show how I analyze and break down my performance recording. Same thing, settings and performance. Let me start the performance recorder first. Sales, so that's one interaction. Now when I click on consume, my entire dashboard, all these bar charts, they get automatically filtered thanks to the dashboard actions behind the scene to show only consumer specific. Then when I click first class, it further drills it down and further filters down. And now if I can see the details. Very similar, but no need of using any quick performance. And now I stop the performance recorder and wait for recorder for the dashboard. As soon as we have the outcome from the save it as the performance recording from the fast and compare them side by side. Here, rent took 0.42 second. Here, not a very big difference, but still the faster. The compute layout is 0.5. There are 3 of these happening. 1, 2, 3 is because I interacted with them thrice. 0.40, 0.39. Very comparable. When I hover over the details no filter, I see that 0 seconds, and it's that worksheet called details no filter. Back to my dashboard, the demo fast, and I know that this sheet that we are seeing, this tabular view, I call it details sheet. I don't need to have it in my dashboard. If I encourage my audience, my team to go away from a tabular view, if I can convince them results, I can completely let me save this save as a version 2 of a fast dashboard. And then let me get rid of this worksheet altogether. Same, I don't have this details sheet. I don't need that details button. I've cleaned it. Me save this. Also get rid of this sales by this looks. We have 1, 2, 3 times 2, 6 charts here, another 3, 9, 10 charts already on this one dashboard. That's a bit too much, so I'll delete my users to um, have a dashboard that is focused on only the specific values of the performance manager. Start performance reporting, change this to profit metrics or maybe quantity metrics, same interact with consumers, standard. And I know that for consumers, standard, class, and west, this is the breakdown of my quantities by subcategory. I've interacted on that trend chart. Now, everything over here is to my on setting and performance, stop recording, wait for the results to show up, and you'll be a improvement that we will be making in performance. Here you go. So when we looked at the longest task was 0.48 second. When we looked at the solution, it was a 0.42 second. And now, after I took away the tabular view, it is 0.32 second render time. And you see everything else is at a fraction. From a slow performing dashboard to a fast performing dashboard about the performance. And that is the charm. What I have here, try to go through this quickly, is the best practices. We talked about how to hide unused, create an extract. We talked about getting rid of once we go back to the example we looked at. Dashboard actions, date filter, data, avoid too many marks, and that's exactly what we did when we removed the tabular view. If we can do that, because Tableau was designed to build solutions that look like Excel. Fantastic presentation on the best practices. I cannot do justice after. Using a fixed size for a dashboard, than string-based calculation. Case statements are faster than nested. Min, max are faster than average and attribute. And this is the kicker. You can always have a better, too many fixed LODs, then probably go back to your data source and redesign it. I have stopped using blends. I use a relationship, logical relationship. They're much faster. Timestamp data to a yearly or a quarterly. And we looked at the diagnostic dashboard under server. You can say run optimizer, and it will give you the warnings. It will give you the take action needs review and the past pieces. Back here, I say hide all unused fields, and I save it. Back here, go to server, run the optimizer again, and that problem has gone away. So I use this optimizer and the performance to improve and check on what I did. With the high talked about here in this demo, the quick filters menu subcategory is an example of a high cardinality multiple value. If I didn't have apply button, by unchecking this all, it would send a query back to my values. I can go in over here. Once I'm satisfied, hit and apply, and dashboard will respond to my choices. Same thing, hit apply. So apply button when I'm working, when I have to app challenges and everything to deliver something of value. I shared a link in my presentation at the Tableau conference on this topic. If you have, and that's all. Thank you.
Uh, great, great, Ojoswi. So much to learn. Thank you so much for your time. We can start with a Q&A session. And I can start with Ojoswi first. The question for you is, when we use the Tableau Performance Recorder, can we also see the exact SQL queries Tableau is generating in the background? Let me just share my. Do you want me to share my screen?
No, it's fine. I can show, yes, it is possible. Here in the, so the question was, can we see the query? Yes. When you have any of these events, when you click on the compute layout, I'm looking for the SQL query, executing query task. When I click on any of that, are you able to see there's a query section here? It is not the best, but at least you are able to get a look and feel of what this query looks like, the Tableau with SQL into the SQL engine. Does that answer the question?
I think so, yes. And if the person has to see the detailed query, they can go into the log files and see that, right?
That is also another way of doing it, yes.
Like if it's a live connection, then there is some another type of file which is created, and that person can see the detailed one. I actually don't remember the extension of it, but if it's a tab proto SRV, I think, and if it's an extract connection, then also it's a file with this extension, and the person can see the detailed SQL query. Uh,
That's right, yes.
okay. Now, this is a very interesting question. Where it is? Just a second. I'm just looking into it. Yeah. This is for Ritesh Ojoswi, and I would like Omokehinde as well to share her insights on this. With the rise of AI copilots, ChatGPT, like Power BI Copilot and Tableau Pulse, do you think Tableau and Power BI are safe in future, or they are in danger of being replaced? Good question.
Okay.
Yes.
Should I? Okay. Should I?
Yeah, go ahead, Ritesh. Go ahead.
Oh,
What are your
okay.
thoughts on this?
So actually, I've answered that in the question itself there is the answer, because you are talking about Power BI Copilot and you are talking about Tableau Copilot or Tableau Agent as well. So probably there is not a different tool that is going to replace, but yes, a new form of Tableau, a new form of Power BI can replace the old form of Tableau. So if you are talking in that way, or if you are saying that, okay, if something else will replace the Tableau itself, so no, but yes, it will be in a new form. So if you notice all the new Tableau conferences and all, right? So their CEO, they are always talking about, and that's what my presentation is all about, Tableau next, right? That is the future of analytics, where you have everything. So you are doing the same stuff, you are trying to get the insight, but the way will be different, right? It will be more user friendly. There will be less layers between the data and the or the business user and the data inside. So
Okay.
yes, in that way, this is true that you will be you will have new ways to get to the insight much faster, much more user friendly, much more insightful, and maybe prescriptive as well in the future. So yeah, that's a possibility.
Okay, thank you. And Ujaswi, what are your thoughts? You're on mute.
Well,
Oh yeah, please go.
yeah, I really liked what I heard from Ritesh. My thoughts are by having this kind of a mindset that will our future be safe? It will not do us any good. It is here, it's here to stay. And those people who learn to use AI as their assistant are the ones who are going to be successful. um, Technology is ever changing more so now, and uh, although I'm on the wrong side of 40, I still strive to learn. As Ritesh mentioned, he's constantly learning. Same for me, because unless I learn and stay and use the newer tech, I won't be relevant anymore.
That's
So safety is not my worry. My worry is, am I doing enough?
true, true. Great, great answer. Thank you, Jasmine. And what are your thoughts, Omokehinde?
Yes, so for me, I don't think AI is going to replace those tools because if you notice, and like Ritesh said, Power BI, Tableau, and most of these other tools are already doing generative AI, Copilot, Einstein. They are bringing all of these things into their softwares, and that's because they are also seeing the future. They see that this future is going towards AI. And I'll also pick a page from Ojo. Ojo said, if you have the mindset that oh AI is going to take jobs from us, then you're not going to go anywhere. You would just the fear alone will make you not want to grow. I think the best thing to do is learn how AI can help you become better at your job. And when you're able to use AI to enhance your job, you see that you're putting yourself at a good place in the market and AI will never be able to take your job.
True. Yeah. I mean, learning is always the best, and the more you learn in IT, the more you will grow. So that is what the basic fundamental is to stay at least in this IT world. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Ankush, this question is for Ritesh. Would your team be willing to pay extra for Tableau AI if it saved significant time in building the reports? Sorry, you're on mute. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So so I was saying that for that I need to ask my team actually, right? So I've just started this Tableau next. So I've completed 2 sessions over there. So it will make sense when if you are getting return ROI, right? Return of your investment, right? Because even if it saves your time, that means for every hour company is paying for every hour also, right? So if it saves your time, or if it is increasing the customer engagement, giving the wow moments to your customers, you are the efficiency with AI. Or if you are earlier you were getting only exploratory analytics or the descriptive analytics, now you are getting prescriptive analytics as well. So it depends, right? Right now it's very early for me because I'm not a Tableau next expert, but if you all this package, why not? They will go.
Yeah. Even just to answer your question, Ankush, like I was also testing on the Copilot and the Tableau Next in my organization. So they will be directly transforming the entire Tableau in the, like, currently the Tableau is being hosted in the AWS EC2 instance. They will be entirely transforming it to the Tableau cloud itself, so that they just have to pay a sum of the extra bucks and they will get all these functionality. This is as per my organization, S&P Global. But yeah, more we can, we can, if there are any other questions, you can always reach out to them on LinkedIn and they can help you out for that. And then, yeah.
Computers were so sorry to cut you off, Chandan. Computers were so expensive 40 years back, and today our smartphones are more powerful than the supercomputers of the yesteryears. So technology is always going to get better and cheaper. AI is just scratching the surface. It's going to become at scale. Even hypercomputers are coming. So and all of us will agree, who are coming from this learned world, that this technology will only get more accessible, cheaper, and easier to use. The justification from a dollar standpoint will go away, because then it's not going to be a huge monetary lift. It's just going to be a no-brainer. 5 years, 10 years from now, when AI has been here for a longer time and things are like DeepSeek, that algorithm is so much cheaper than we all know. It was a game changer, and everybody is now behind the scenes using it. Eventually, Tableau, who is now in the initial stages, I would say, of Tableau Next on the cloud, they're going to make this much more accessible and cheaper than anything else.
Great. Yeah, that's the fact. Okay. So moving on to the last question. Though Ritesh, you have already answered, but just wanted a brief of it. Would having a Tableau agent that can answer natural language questions about the dashboard makes your flow easier? Just a brief of it, if you can explain.
Yeah, the question. So can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So the question is that can Tableau AI
Now,
can
the question is that the just one second, having a Tableau agent, yeah. So would if the person is having a Tableau agent that can answer the natural language questions about the dashboard, makes your workflow easier. Like if you have a Tableau agent and that's all, answering everything, will it make your workflow easier? If it's yes, and what are the ways it is making it easier?
so when you're saying the workflow, I'm not getting that part. What sort of workflow that you're talking about?
Okay, so I think what the person is trying to ask is, for example, when you want to build something in Tableau Next, for example, can you naturally ask Tableau agents a question and it would answer you in such a way that it makes your flow easy? And I think the answer is yes. I know that I haven't really used that technology very well on Tableau Next, but in Tableau Desktop, where on cloud, where you have like the Einstein Copilot. You can even say, "Oh, I want to look at the average number of days it takes for goods to be shipped." And then what it does for you is it creates the calculated field and even suggests to you the kind of charts. Then it asks you if you want the chart to be built. And if you want the chart to be built, it's going to build the chart for you. Although it's not like 100% yet, but I feel like it's getting there and you can easily improve it. But like Ritish showed, the Tableau agent or Tableau Next can help us to get more insights into the data without having to build anything. Ask it a question and it replies you. You get your data, you get your answer, and it even tells you where he picked it from, so you know that this guy is not hallucinating.
Okay, so can I answer this one?
So yeah.
Sorry.
Please go ahead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think the question was being asked when I was giving the first part of my presentation, because in the second part of my presentation, I was trying to show that only. How, if I'm the aviation manager, how can I ask the question? And I can start from a simple question to start with, that, which are the problematic airports in America. And after that, I drill down to species. And after that, I did a bit of prescriptive analytics by diverting that very particular use case to a different team. So you can see the flow, right? So you don't need to depend upon anyone else. You have a question, you are going from one question to the another question, and ultimately you are assigning the task as well, because you can integrate also with the Tableau next. So the answer is yes.
Got it, got it. This was the same answer which was given by Omokehinde as well. Got it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I guess we have answered most of the question. Just last question, I got it on my WhatsApp to ask you guys. So they are asking, like one of the user over here itself, they have tested the Copilot, Einstein Copilot on the Tableau, and now it's the Tableau next where they're using the agents. So what is the difference? Like, is the Copilot, Einstein Copilot, more accurate, or the agent, the Tableau agent, what they have incorporated now is the more accurate? I mean, what exactly is the difference between both of them? Ritesh, Ojoswi, Omokehinde, whosoever
Can I?
wanted to answer. I just got it. Please,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay,
can you
okay, let's Ritesh
are you
answer.
able to hear me? I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We
Okay,
can hear you.
you can hear me, right? So Einstein Copilot is the older name of Tableau agent. So we don't have Einstein Copilot now. If you're talking about Tableau, so that was the older name of Tableau agent. We had so many once. If you remember, we had Tableau Copilot as well as the name, right? So before we had Einstein Copilot, we had so many names set, and I put one post in LinkedIn as well, because it's not good for the company brand as well. So if you give so Power BI Copilot right from the start, Tableau you had so currently it is Tableau agent. So Tableau agent is formerly Tableau Copilot. So both are same.
Both are same. Okay, got it.
And
Okay,
behind the scenes, the what do you call that? The algorithm that Tableau uses, they have not shared it, they have not made it public. But believe Salesforce, Microsoft, Google, these big box companies, they know what they're doing. Have top paid engineers and scientists who are constantly improving and tuning the algorithm and the entire science behind AI. So once you invest in buying any Salesforce product or any of these big box company products, you must rest assured that you're getting your money's worth.
got it. That's true. Yeah.
So before
Omokehinde.
Salesforce acquired Tableau, they already had Einstein Copilot. So that's their brainchild, Salesforce. Then they brought that
Yes.
to Tableau. Then gave it a name as Tableau Einstein Copilot earlier, and now they have rebranded that as Tableau Agent.
Got it. Okay, okay. Omokehinde, you're also saying something. Please go ahead.
Oh no, it's fine. Ritesh and Ojo have said most of what I want to say. So yeah.
Great, great. Amazing. I mean, I literally love this presentation. So many things to learn. I have already taken my notes as well. I'll share it on LinkedIn. Thank you so very much for your time today. Thank you everyone for your time. Thanks a lot. It really means a lot to us. Thank you.
Thank you
Happy
so much. Thank you
weekend.
so much. Happy weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Take care. Bye.